It's all right. It's a rainy day, and I am still trying to figure out the new cam. So there is going to be several different footage shots. This is the interior of our living room. We just moved in on Friday, so yeah, we're still unpacking, still getting certain furniture put up. There's a little cat condo that we keep Callie in when we're unboxing stuff. All right. That first door is Greg's office. I'm going to try to keep quiet because he's working. Back there is Kiddo's bedroom through that door, and his bathroom through that door. Our little boiler room through there. There's little Miss Callie enjoying her life. No, I didn't call you baby. This is what I get for saying her name. Yeah, I know, Mama. I don't want to trip over you, though, so excuse me. Beep, beep. Oh, my gosh. Okay. This is our kitchen. Oh, Callie, girl. There's James doing his schoolwork. Hello. We still have a lot of stuff to unpack, as you can see. And little Miss Callie wants attention, so she's going to get that in just a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Now, this is definitely bigger than the kitchen I had in Saginaw, but I'm still getting used to it. It's a fridge fully stocked. Because unlike the other area, we are in the boonies, so we started bulk shopping when the pandemic hit. And now it has paid off because our place is fully stocked. We have our cabinets of teas. Ooh, Callie. There's my teas, my cocos for the boys, some pastas, all kinds of spices. Cooking is one of my hobbies and passions. Honey, what are you doing? Here's the baking area. Well, for now, I don't know. We're going to have to change some stuff around. Baking cabinet. Boom. I plan on making a lot of stuff. And that's Greg's little collectible cereal cabinet. Okay. We're going to head down. I'm trying not to bump too much stuff. But it is a tight fit right now because we still got boxes upon everywhere. All right. We are in the laundry room, and I'm going to back up so that, and I probably should hit the light, but that should help. Get a shot of our laundry room. Washer, dryer, cabinets, basket, and out that way is the side exit to our backyard. And here we are to the bathroom. Here I am. Yes, I am in my purple let me sleep. Yes, I know I'm giving Grimace vibes, but I don't care. At my age, it's about comfort. I have cute pajamas. When I'm feeling it and I'm not sore from days of moving, you might see them cute pajamas. But for now, you get big purple. And speaking of which, this is me, y'all. This is me. Not going to be humble about it. I am not at my worst weight, but I got up there. Like a lot of people, put on the pandemic pounds. But unlike some people, I'm not going to make excuses. I did this. So I am going to be the one that works hard to do what I can to get it down. I'm on a routine now. I'm not making any promises because I'm human. And I know that this is a journey and that there are going to be times where I put on, take off, put on, take off. I have plenty of areas that I definitely want to work on. Like most, badunk, there's a lot going on. And I know that I have to be the one to change things up. Whew. So this vlog is going to be that. You're going to be on this journey with me because I've seen way too many young ladies who utilize this to push a narrative that I don't agree with personally. And they put down the challenge gauntlet that you can't do what we do and be successful. Okay, bet. I am humble. I'm candid. Sometimes I say off the wall stuff because I am literally diagnosed crazy. I'm just here to do what I can to show that big girls don't have to be messy to be interesting. So hopefully you'll enjoy this vlog and several other things. And yes, this is pre-taped. I hopefully will be adding this to the actual outdoor footage because I plan on getting out there and walking. I bought a camera for it. I planned on showing you the town, but I was getting impatient. I'm sitting, I'm stewing, I got unpacking to do, so I'm probably going to get back to that. But I just wanted to get some of the vlog stuff taped. I will not be showing our bedrooms. I think there needs to be a line of privacy that I won't cross. And that's one of the things. Kiddo's bedroom, our bedroom, for now, off limits, probably forever. You don't need to see all that. I'll show you plenty. I'll talk about plenty. You don't have to be that all up in our business, honestly, and I don't think you want to. Either way, I'm going to end this part right here and cross over to the next part. See ya. So it is day 5 since we moved in. We moved in last Friday night, and it's been a busy week. We're still unpacking, as you can see from the probably spliced in at this point walkthrough I did with my phone. I am still stuck in my room. I was originally not going to tape in my bedroom, and technically, I don't feel like I am. I'm kind of skirting my own rules just a little bit by keeping it intimate like this. But I wanted to tape this part and get it done with, and I will probably spice in some other stuff later on as I do more of a home tour. I just wanted to point blank talk about why I'm doing this. I feel that vlogging is not normally what I would do. I am a writer. Hi, by the way, my name is Tanisa, aka Kalari Gamer Chick. I write sci fi. My first novel is Axiom. It is a full sci fi novel. It is something that I needed to do because during the pandemic, I got super paranoid, depressed, and just wanted to put something of mine out into this world just in case. I'm 46 years old. I have lived since 1977. I have seen some things, and I feel like I'm in protect my peace mode. So, this home vlog is basically going to be that. I feel that way too many people do stuff like this, and they're not genuine. They make up stuff about their lives, or they have to be the messy, manic. And with me having a serious mental health diagnosis of both schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, I just get really annoyed when people use mental health as an excuse to misbehave or act like spectacles and don't expect fallout. It contributes to stigmas that people like me have to live with. And it's very frustrating because this is my life. When my kid was younger, he's 18 now. There's no way. There's no way I would have put that kind of mess out there and risk custody of him, risk him being teased at school and stuff. I'm very protective of my family. That's why I never, and I still probably don't plan on being a family vlog channel. I am the kind of person that really does want to protect my peace and have that home life balance, but I also want to show people that you can be a homebody and be interesting. If you've lived an interesting life, you can do that. I feel like I've lived an interesting life, interesting enough. And I'm a big girl. And unlike the other GorlWorld girls, even though I am happily in my relationship, it's not a focus or a feature, you know? I think there's a balance between being proud of the things you're doing in your life and pretty much just faking your way through it. For me, It's not both the girls, so I want to make that clear. I have no real beef or problem with Amberlynn. I've been catching up with a lot of your stuff lately from reaction channels, and you just seem like you're young and you're trying to find yourself, and I wish you all the best and all the luck in that, because 20 years ago I might have been where you were, and I have stories, y'all. So but I feel like my call out, the reason why I decided to even do this vlog, was for the Kuwait cosplayer. I feel like she likes to tell people that you can't do this and you can't have contact without using my stuff. I don't have to use your stuff. I really don't want to use your stuff. I want to do better than you. You see, I do believe that chasing relationships, especially now that I'm older, waste a good chunk of your life. If you're not figuring out who you are, how are you going to be there for somebody else? How can you be your unapologetic you for a partner if you don't know yourself? And you're in another country pretending to be something that you really aren't, so that you can have an identity, because you've never really had your own identity. You've always been what other people want. You are a literal chameleon, and I see it. So I don't really want to react to your stuff. I enjoy other people's apt calling out of your stuff instead. I would much rather show home life my way, talk about my past, my present, and future desires my way, and just not make the focus so messy. I'm going to be 100% honest with you all. When I am feeling a manic low, I don't want to get in front of a camera. Even to do my bonnet chronicles, I will take time away, because that is my personal time to work through the abyss of depression. It is not a time to sit in front of a camera crying, snotting, and pretending like I am not okay for views. I think that does a disservice, because depression isn't always tears. Depression is body pains. Depression is, I just can't do this. And it drives me nuts to see big girls, especially, add to that stigma, because we already get judged as lazy. We already get judged as not being able to do certain things. And it just adds more to an already misunderstood illness. And that is the main reason why I wanted to throw my bonnet into the mix of GorlWorld. Now, this is just a part that I am taping ahead of time to get things started. I taped another section in the kitchen as well, with a little bit of an unboxing, so I'm excited about that. I am going to do my best to edit these vlogs properly, because right now I have the time. This move did not go exactly the way we had planned. We had bought this house in May, but because we bought it from family and they were still occupying it, we couldn't initially just get the move in done. And it was fine. You know, we still had the rental place. And then all of a sudden, the occupants found a new place for them to live, and we were moving. And it's great because we're up here before winter comes, because we get real winters here in Michigan. And up here, we are going to get some real snow. So it was good that we got the move done, but a lot of my boxes are still sitting in our garage instead of being in here, and they're heavy. And since I can't lift over 10 pounds due to hernia removal surgery, it sucks. So a lot of my equipment still in boxes, a lot of stuff still not done, and it's a weekend, so it's kind of been messing with me. And I wanted to get some of these things taped so that I can put it together, get a coherent blog done. And like I said, I did enjoy what I did in the kitchen, but I don't think the kitchen setup will be where I tape my vlogs. And while I definitely do not want to make the bedroom my vlog tape in place either, I might have to do some segments in here until I get my space set up. It is touch and go, but I'm excited because I'm in my own home now. I'm with my partner. I got my son here. We are going to do so much, and I am looking forward to it. Um, I thought about retaping all of this, but I actually did like the slideshow that I did. I liked the way some of the stuff lined up, but I definitely wanted to redo the beginning of this to show my book because I really am. I am so proud of not only the work that Axiom Wolf and I did to formulate the story. I love the artwork that our friend Raja Ott II has done. He is an amazing writer himself, and he is a professional illustrator. So it is awesome that I have such supportive friends in my life. And even though what kicked this off was the loss of two of my dear friends, I have to prove to myself that I'm not giving up. That even on days where the darkness feels like it's going to win out, I can push past it and keep going towards that success. This is just book one. I am currently working on the second novel. I am working on my webcomic. I will show more of that in the other segment. I'm excited about this, and I hope that I can bring you all along with my journey of not only protecting my peace, showing you how to set boundaries, showing you how to just live life your best simplistic way. And if you enjoy it, great. If this isn't for you, that's fine too. I just wanted to toss my bonnet into the Girl World hat and Girl World ring, basically, and just see where it lands. And I am going to wrap this part of the vlog up and probably transition over to another part. All right, let's get this started with the vlog opening. Boop. There I go. Hey y'all, fresh off a wash day. It has been a rainy, yucky day. I'm not gonna fake a front. I am piecemealing this first welcome home vlog together because if we wait to get all the boxes that we still need to get out of the garage and other stuff, I'll just keep making excuses and I won't get it started. And it's like I said before, the challenge gauntlet got thrown back down by one of the big name girls, and I was just so annoyed. I was annoyed by the arrogance. I was annoyed by the attitude, of the smugness, and the whole idea that other people can't do that. And I know she meant it more for certain reaction channels, but as somebody who happens to enjoy the reaction channels version of her content, I just felt it was natural for me to throw my hat in the ring. Unlike the other two girls, the more popular girls in this Girl World series, I don't consider myself one. And one of the main reasons why is because, unlike them, I'm not going to put stuff that would be considered really messy. Yes, I'll talk about my past. In fact, I probably should have started with an introduction, but I'm still so fired up from some of the stuff I was watching earlier today while trying to unpack and stuff that it was just like, you know what? No, I really want to do this. So without further ado, let me dial it back a bit and introduce myself. I'm Tanisa, aka Kalari Gamer Check online. You know, that's my online handle. But my real name is Tanisa Walker, soon to be Tanisa Heisler. You know, I'm engaged. I don't know if the camera will focus in on the ring. There you go. Let me fix it. This little salt and pepper diamond. It's nothing too flashy, just like me. And I say that with purple hair, I know, but I am a writer. I tend to let myself be big normally in written form. Speaking of which, I forgot my book. I'm going to have to go get that in a moment. Either way, there's a lot into me doing this. And one of the things was shedding ego, being in a place where I could do this comfortably without it bothering my family, without it potentially being something that could be used against me in regards to custody of my son. There was a lot weighing in because so many people are like, oh, you could have just been a family channel. And we've all seen how YouTube family channels are. I don't need to prove that I'm a good mom to anybody but myself, so no. And sticking the camera in my kid's face every 5 seconds just wasn't it for me. Um, Honestly, I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't been so fired up from Beauty Beauty's assumption that big people would never do what she does and do it interestingly. I'm going to be full disclosure up front. I'm a homebody. The whole reason why I'm excited about our new home, which I cannot wait to show you the outdoor footage of this place. It is a beautiful area, a beautiful place where I can get outside. We have gardening plans. We have a plan to build a pool because exercise for me is so much better when I can do water exercise. And I want to dispel the whole black people can't swim myth. But the whole idea that somebody who has the mental health issues that they claim to have can't be interesting without having your partner be a feature, without having other people be a feature. I want to blow that away. Yes, I'm a writer. I'm more of a homebody than anything, but I've led a pretty interesting life. I've lived in several states. I've traveled just a little bit, mostly to Canada. I've had what I would think a not so easy childhood. There were good points, there were bad points, there were a lot of in betweens. Growing up in New York City and then moving down the East Coast, I've learned a lot about life and who I am. And it's like I'm gonna show you in the short little walkthrough that I did of this place. The last 3 years, like a lot of people, I let depression kick in. I let the pandemic pounds just add up and accumulate. And about a year and a half ago, I started exercising again on the bike and lifting weights. But like everything, it takes time. I'm not going for rapid weight loss. I'm going for steady, successful, being able to maintain myself. And I wanted to break down a lot of the psychological reasons why food can be a crutch for me at times, even after having weight loss surgery, and so many mindsets that some people on here take advantage of. I'm a diagnosed schizophrenic with bipolar disorder. It's called schizoaffective disorder. And I think for some people, they go, well, Tim, what does that mean? Well, it means that sometimes my mind isn't where it needs to be. Sometimes I have ups, which today I wanted to get a lot done. And I'm kind of limited because a lot of my stuff is still sitting in the garage, needing to be moved over. I had hernia surgery, so I'm not allowed to lift over 10 pounds. So I'm kind of stuck waiting to get certain things in to finish doing the house the way I want. So there's that. And then another thing is it's a rainy day. I couldn't go out and do the walk shots that I wanted to do. So I figured I would tape this part ahead of time. And what I was going to do is open up with a bit of a slideshow so that you can get to know a bit about 10. You know, I want to try to keep these vlogs as interesting as possible. So just give me a moment. Let's do the cow slide. And I will, let me shift this over and then I will transition it over. And that's the one thing I like about the studio. I use it for my Bonnet Chronicles, and it is definitely good. Will you hold up, slideshow? Calm down. It's really good for getting this done. So let me transition the slideshow over, and you can take a little quick journey on what I mean about weight loss for me being a journey. And as you can see, even from the opening pictures, weight has always been a constant issue for me. That's why I'm not talking out of my face that this is a forever journey for me. And, you know, I take selfies. I've got a full length mirror. I'm not going to lie to myself or to anybody else. And as you can see, young 10 especially, constantly fight and weight, constantly. That goes right to my thighs. But as you can see, when I exercise, I show results. There, I was in Durham. That was somewhere in between. I think I was still at my godparents' house in Durham. The picture before that was after I got into my townhouse. That was when I was starting to feel myself. It was a few days into the new exercise regimen that my godmother put me on. Here I am when I'm working out, you know. That was years ago, though. This isn't me now. You can see way younger looking there. About almost 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, the slideshow is kind of slow. There we go. Feeling myself there. Okay. And there is me with my fiance, Greg, in our old place before we moved up here to this new house. And there's another body shot of right after I had the weight loss surgery and a few months into actually exercising. There's a group shot of Greg, me, Kiddo from a couple of years back when we came up for Comic Con. And then us at the airport because back in the day we were a long distance couple. So we were constantly having to say goodbye. And it was tough times. Okay, and back to the beginning of that. So that slideshow should give you, pretty much me in a nutshell. I have gone up and down with my weight depending on different factors. I deal with actual manic issues, both manic ups and manic downs. One of the things that bothers me about so many people I've seen on this app or whatever you want to call a website of YouTube is it feels like they wear my reality as an accessory and they only want to show messy or depressed or what they can't do. And it just drives me nuts because there's so much more to being manic. And I know it's a spectrum, but when you see the only two representations of actual manic bipolar being people who are like, oh, I'm going to drink, guys, or I'm just going to stuff my face and complain and talk about what I can't do, it was like, you know what? No. It's time to throw my purple ass in the ring and see what I can bring to the conversation because it really is infuriating at this point. I'm not going to act like I was a saint all the time. And I'm not going to act like I'm a good girl, period. But that I think that's why I differentiate from the other two. I'm not pretending to be a bad girl. I'm more chaotic neutral. Like I said, I am a writer. I'm an unapologetic geek. I love politics and social issues. I love to cook and that's cooking both easy and the old fashioned way. Yeah, you'll see sometimes if I feel like setting up the camera for it, me cooking recipes, everything from lumpia to pancit to good old fashioned southern fried chicken and even homemade pizza. This is the stuff that I like to make, but I'm also going to work on my weight loss regimen. No, you probably won't see weigh-ins. One of the things that I think the two young ladies that really kind of irked me into this fails to understand something I learned in my 40 plus years, 46 by the way, was when I step on that scale, in spite of working on myself and knowing that I'm doing the slow and steady, keeping the pounds off, working on shedding stuff, not rapidly, but when you get on that scale and you've only lost a pound or you haven't gone down at all, it can be discouraging. And I'm not going to try to give those two excuses because I don't know if it works the same way for them. But for me, that little bit of discouragement can sometimes be all I need to make more excuses. So instead of doing that, 5 days on the bike, lifting weights, that has been my routine for a year, and I've felt the effects. I started lifting weights because I wanted, arms again. I want to be able to make a bicep and be able to show it off. But maybe if I move this slideshow, I can do that. I wanted to be able to make an actual bicep again and maybe be able to lift things again without constantly having something pull or rupture or have to be cut out of me. It isn't fun dealing with the realities of getting older and doing what you've done to your body, but I'm not giving up. I'm stubborn. And it's like I said, my partner and I bought a lovely house out in Rose City. It's a big area. We have a lot of stuff to work with. I'm going to be able to grow my own produce again soon, which I'm excited for. I've got a bag of seeds over there and some seed starter. I cannot wait to get to that. And yes, I will be taping all of that. We are planning to build a pool because it's like I said, water exercise just tends to be an easier way for me to lose weight. But I just wanted to, in this open and welcome home vlog part one, just show just bits of the things about me that I like to show off. I'm gonna do another slideshow here really quick. I don't want to make it all slideshows, but I think it's easier for me to keep the focus with the way my brain works to have the slideshows go into while I talk. And, you know, it just, like I said, I'm new to this. I'm not used to being in the forefront of the conversation. I'd rather just be writing. And I will talk a little bit about my novel and stuff in a bit too. But let's see, to keep this interesting, transition over. Like I said, I'm an unapologetic geek. This is my Sailor Moon collection, which I am super proud of. I love the Sailor Moon series. I have for years. I have dolls, I have books, I have toys. Once we're able to display them, I am going to be a happy cow because it's been a while. I've had to have a lot of my stuff penned up for a bit now, and it's going to be nice to be able to really showcase these items again and, display them out. And I don't feel like being a geek is a bad thing. I know a lot of people say, well, nowadays, of course not. It's actually hip and trendy, with Marvel and DC and stuff. And it was like, but I grew up in a time where being a nerd was literally, they had movies where bullying nerds was normal, where being into stuff like that wasn't. And as you can see, we've gone to Comic Con several years in a row. This is when Kiddo was younger. Some of the art that's been done for our upcoming series, Bomb. This is just one of the takes on Kahira, one of the Dark Elves that we're writing. I'm excited. I cannot wait to show you Carrie Bell's work. It's Greg, Kiddo, and I with Ron Perlman at one of the Comic Cons. This is Kiddo, me, and my mom when we went to go vote. Had his little junior voter sticker. I take my civic duty very seriously, as you can see. I love wearing my I voted stickers. Now, because in Michigan you have where you can vote from home, I do that. So we don't get stickers as much, but we still get the satisfaction of doing our civic duties. Um, and here, cooking. I love to bake. I definitely think cooking is probably one of the reasons why I put on a lot of the pandemic pounds. I'm not gonna act like I don't eat, y'all. I'm not gonna be like, oh, dainty, but this is not a mukbang channel. I'm gonna make it clear. You will see food. I'm not gonna act like one of those fatties that are like, oh, I don't eat. No, no, trust me, guys. No, as you can see, lumpia, one of my favorite things to make, and my family has their own special recipe for it, so I'll be making that eventually. Things like my ramen, stuff, cold comfort food, not just the instant that sometimes I like the instant. I'm not gonna fake that front. There's my sweet baby Callie, who sometimes gets on my nerves. I don't know what she's getting into right now. Where are you, Callie? Either way, I'm a cat mom now. Hopefully, gonna be a dog mom soon too. I really do want a dog. We couldn't really have one in our old place, but we have plenty of land and stuff for one now, and I'm excited about that. But Callie is adorable. Here's some gardening shots as well, because I'm serious. I didn't get a full gardening experience in Durham because the townhouse only had so much space, but I was able to grow melons and stuff in just a little space. Now I have a lot of land to work with. I'm gonna have an amazing time growing seeds and sprouts. It's a passion of mine, and it's good to be in an area where I can really flourish and do that. That is Roger Alt's book. He's a friend of mine who helped design my book's cover. There's a stack of them. We had signed them for the giveaway, and I'm just excited, y'all. And folding chair. That's a whole joke. Don't mind me. I'm gonna pause right there. The whole idea of being a writer was something that during the pandemic, yet again, I decided to take the chance. At that point, we had lost family and friends to the sickness. We have friends up here that we love and we adore, but I lost some friends that I thought we were all going to get to grow old together, be little old ladies together, and fate decided that wasn't the case. And I started feeling really depressed, feeling survivor guilt, and feeling like, well, why am I still here? And I knew I had the story pretty much finished. It needed polishing, but that's neither here or there. I decided to take the chance because it's like you're still here. Your friends aren't here, but you're still here. What are you gonna do? Just sit around, sulk, and eat yourself to death? No, you're gonna take chances. So I took the chance, and I decided to write, and I don't regret it. I wish I had one of the books in hand. So give me a moment here. I'm just gonna bring up a picture because I don't know where Greg put the box. We will bring up an image instead. Give me just a moment, y'all. Power of PC. Hopefully this won't be a bit too boring for you. And I might just edit some of this down either way. It is being piecemealed, and I'm gonna bring up the second portion in just a moment as well. There we go. Axiom. Shrink that down. Bam. This is the cover to my first and full sci-fi novel. 544 pages because it's a full story, beginning, middle, end. There's stuff I want to do in the second novel now because I realized I built the world, I can expand on it. But I wanted a full story just in case I never wanted to write again. Just in case this ended up being a flop, I could say, well, at least I did a full novel and it was a flop, but it wasn't. I have sold over 200 ebook copies in under a year, barely promoting it. This has just been people spreading the word. People are buying the paperback. I haven't even gotten the number of those sales yet. I'm kind of afraid to look. But just getting one sale would have been magical to me. To have over 200 people buying the ebooks, plenty of people showing me that they bought the paperbacks, people giving me feedback, gave me the life I needed when I was in sulk mode. You know, it's not easy when you feel like the world has gone to crap and what can you do? And then you turn to crutches instead of trying to push yourself, and now you're trying to dig your way out. But I'm feeling more positive because I'm on the right path. I've been fully committed to staying on my routine, even though the last week with the move, it's just been excuse after excuse. So I'm definitely ready to get back into my 5 on, 2 off routine. I'm going to be able to cook more. There's no more the easy, let's just restaurant temptation because, like I said, I'm up in the boonies. There's not really a lot out here that I would want. I'm just not that into family diner stuff. So, and I can make that stuff myself. There is a lot that I've got to adjust to out here too, because unlike the area was in, which was a little bit more diverse, this is more monotone. I'll put it that way. And I do worry about that, but we're in an area where if people come out to see you, they're supposed to be out there. And that's what I like. I'm an introvert. I don't just say that to be cutesy. I really am. I'm also a diagnosed sociopath. I don't really like dealing with people unless I have to. And I've always been like that ever since I was a kid, and I will talk more about that in future vlogs as well. I just want to be candid because a lot of people throw those things out there just to be cutesy. And this is my real life. This is who I am. And I just get really highly aggravated and annoyed with the way certain big women present themselves. You either got to be the sloppy drunk or the fun time Charlie or Charlize instead of just being yourself because you're afraid to be yourself. And see, I'll tell you a little secret. After 40, I stopped giving a fuck. You like me or hate me, it don't matter. I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to be here. And I think that when you hit this age, when you realize, especially after the last few years, that you're still here. I'm 46 now. I'm still here. I'm still doing things my way and having fun. And that's all that matters. People are going to judge you. People are probably going to come for me because, like I said, I'm big, I'm purple, and I don't care. I'm working on myself, and I am a constant work in progress. But I am happy. I'm in a good place, and I want people to see that. And speaking of good place, since I don't have a copy of my book on hand, I do have something that's kind of close. You see, I do a little thing on Twitch known as the Bonnet Chronicles. So if you're following me for this vlog, you might actually like my politics and social commentary. But if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. I will do my part to try to keep this vlog more home style than my fired off side because, like I said, I can rant like nobody's business. But, I can also be chill in my home. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing of some very special merch. Give me just a moment. Probably should have grabbed a knife. Oh no, I got it. I'm so excited about this because I ordered it to come up here before we got up here. And I was hoping, and unlike the camera, which took forever to get out here, this was already waiting. Oh yeah, this is boom. Let me focus the camera. A bit dusty for something they got out of their warehouse. They might have already had some of these printed off. So word to the wise, if you're ordering from our merch shop, be prepared because it might be dusty. All right. And on one side it says, my punk powers are defiant decency. It's got my little Nixie logo. And I know that there might be some religious people watching. I am a pagan, so if that's not your cup of tea, you can feel free to dip out. Won't hurt my feelings none. Let's sit that there because it's on top of this. Let me unbox this too. I'm so excited about this merch. And I will put links to my Streamlabs shop for those of you who don't catch the vapors over certain symbols and figures and stuff. And I will explain my spiritual beliefs too, because some people like to get it twisted about being a pagan. And I like to dispel those myths. We have my Punk Powers, our Defiant Decency tank, which I will be rocking once I wash it because it has that weird machine smell. Do not like that smell. But yeah, I am excited about this. And I just laid that on me. Get that out of the way. And then the final thing I'm going to open up has absolutely nothing to do with my personal merch, but it was just something that I have wanted. I seen it on YouTube in an advert, and I was so excited. And Greg and I, in the future, our love story is a long one, so I won't be doing it in this part of the vlog, but maybe part 2 when I get to do a full shot of the house. But we hope to one day have a little girl. And one of the things I used to lament growing up was, even though we started to get black dolls, we didn't really have a lot of representation anywhere. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. You just started getting stuff like The Cosby Show and what was this show with Urkel and all of them? But it still felt like there was a weird segregation in entertainment. And so proper representation, especially on the big screen, wasn't a thing. And then last year when we got The Little Mermaid, and yeah, I seen the backlash. I lost a few friends off Staten Island who I realized well after the fact, y'all are bigots and I just can't deal with you because nobody's taking your Ariel from you. You still have your original Little Mermaid, but you told girls like me and younger girls who have my pigment that why should you have representation? We see you, whatever. But my daughter, future daughter, hopefully, will be able to play with this. I am so excited. I know people are like, oh, Tim, this is for you. Nope. Hopefully, fingers crossed, one day, Ray and I will be bringing a little one into this world, and I want her to have stuff like this. It excites me to plan for stuff like this because there was a time where even being a mom once didn't seem like it was going to ever be a thing, and I've been able to do that successfully. And I will proudly show off photos of kiddo, and if kiddo wants to, I want him to decide whether or not he'll be on some of these vlogs or not. It's totally optional. You know, some people like to pretend they're the main characters of their story, and then they need constant side people to make them seem interesting. I think I'm interesting enough. And while you will see glimpses of my home life, you will see glimpses of my hopes, things I'm pushing forward with. I'm excited about this. What you're not going to see is me utilizing the people that I love as props. I feel like that will set the tone apart from other vlogs you see of people sharing their weight losses and other home life vlogging. I think it's really important to me to have show you the stability and have that stability, not just fake that front. And yeah, it might seem boring to some people, and if it is, I'm sorry. I think that real home life sometimes is just that. And I think that I can show you the path of somebody who actually truly has these serious mental health diagnoses without playing the games that some of these young women have. Now, hopefully, Axie Wolf and I are going out Saturday. We have to go into town to get some stuff and bring it back to the house. So that's on the agenda, and I'll probably splice all of these together. So I'm being upfront. I am taping this part ahead of time. I'm gonna piecemeal it together along with the initial walkthrough video that I did on my phone. I feel like I can do this, y'all. I have time to edit while I'm writing the second book. I have time to edit while we're working on the webcomic. And before I wrap that up, because I'm really proud of Curie Bell's work. Like, you guys have no idea the amount of hard work that she has put in and continuing on this and her own webcomic, Star Panic Ichi, which I will definitely have links to that too. But I love it. I showed this panel on my Spoutable, which is my social media. You know, I know some people are like, you're not on X. I was on X. I'm not on X anymore. I even hate calling it X. I'm not a fan of Twitter anymore. I know that's where everybody hangs out. I moved over to Spoutable. It is way better fit for me. But let me get this panel really quick. I have so many pictures. So many pictures. And I don't want to meander, but I end up meandering all the flippin' time. It's fine, y'all. I promise you I will make it up with good stories of my past, good stories of the present, stuff that I'm hopeful for. And when you see this panel, you'll know why I've been staying busy. I'm not just a shut-in shoveling copious amounts of food into my face, which, you know, there are times where I wish I could, but I would get sick as a dog, so it's totally not worth doing. No, between writing novels and working on this web comic, we have been super busy. But I really want to show off Curie Bell's work before I wrap this part up. Let me see, because I had it and then I lost it. Because I'm telling you, 46. You don't start really going there mentally, but sometimes your mind is just like, huh, what? Okay, there is a lot of artwork here, but it's not the artwork I need. So it must not be in there. I might have actually moved it to the vlog slideshow thing, trying to be slick and be smart and play it myself. Here I am trying to work smarter, not harder, and I am working a lot harder than I planned. I don't know where I put the. Could do a search for Bomb Genius. Let me. And Bomb is short for Our Merry Band of Misfits. Why is that important? Probably isn't important to you yet because it's not out. Well, it's a stories that came from when Greg and I used to play video games together, because we met online almost 18 years ago. And since then, we've been best friends. Now we started dating about 7 years ago. Now we're engaged homeowners. And it's just been a journey. And one of the things that we did was in this Mush client, we created several different characters and we went on adventures. And sometimes we would sit and just think up stories for them because the game was kind of limited in what you could do. And it was like if we ever decided to turn it into something, which we are now with our friend Curie Bell, we had a good basis to work from. And I'm just excited about this, but I cannot find that panel. Maybe I should just bring up the Spoutable post that I had because it would be quicker. I am really having an old lady moment because I just saw it before I did the other slideshow. I feel like I probably stared at it twice. Oh man, Tindy. Oh, here we. Oh, it was. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Good lord. Let me get that panel up there. And bam. Carrie Bell's artwork is so amazing, and I feel so lucky that I have such talented friends that can help me in areas that outside of rough sketch, I am not a good artist. I'm not even gonna fake that, Frank. I can doodle, but I am not a drawer. I am not an artist. Curie Bell is the artist that I needed to put my quirky way of writing into full vivid color. These are just two of the characters. Severi, my elven ranger, and then Cersei, my elven sorceress, or she's more of a wizard than a sorc. I'm just so excited about this, y'all. And I know it's geeky, and some of you might have been like, ah, I'm a tap out. It's not makeup, it's not fashion. I'm not apologizing for this. This is who I am. Web comics, comic books, Comic Con, hopefully in the future, once I start getting rid of the whole panic. I don't really like being around people, so it might be a bit before I'm doing Comic Con again. Book signing for me right now has been signing from home and mailing them out, but I've been being talked to by my other actual writer friends that I should try to schedule face to face ones. No promises yet. I'm just not gonna act like I'm comfortable doing that yet. Paranoid schizophrenia is just that. There is times where my mind just can't. And I'm not going to pretend like, oh, I'm tough, I'm hard. The whole reason why we moved out here is because I do want to get out more, but I don't want to be around people. I'm just peopled out. And with so many people here, even though I'm boosted, fully vaxxed, 3 times for me, 4 times for Axiom Wolf, and 3 times for Kiddo, there's still a lot of people that aren't. And I haven't had the sickness that hasn't been named, thank goodness, knock on wood, because I'm able to stay away from people, fortunately, for what I do. And I'd like to keep that up for now. I can't. I don't want this sickness. It's already taken 2 really dear friends of mine. Last photos I seen, the one was on a respirator, where her saying that she still felt hopeful, and then she was gone. And then the other, she had gotten over the initial symptoms of it, and then she was gone from the long term symptoms. And since I already do enough damage to my body on my own, I didn't need any outside plagues help. I have a lot to look forward to. I have a lot that I want to push for. Getting married. And instead of a wedding, y'all, I got a house. I don't feel bad about that. When I think about how much we would have spent on one day, when I can spend many days upgrading, building, and making this place my own instead, I think we made a better investment. So I'm happy. And I just want you to see somebody who you might consider me a goal. I hope not eventually. But while I'm still in this big girl body, I am going to be the best one of the bunch. And that is my throwing down the gauntlet. I'm going to get ready to wrap this portion up. I'm going to splice in some other footage from probably the weekend going out into town trip with the new camera, and I'll be back with the whole home thing. I just wanted to do the unboxing part, show some of the slideshow and stuff as well, and showcase some of the projects that we're working on. And I'm just excited, you know. I think that a lot of people think vlogging is just sitting in front of the camera and putting food in your face, or only doing just mundane things. But if you have interesting things to say, people will sit and listen. And the fun thing about how I'm going to do this vlog is, if you don't feel like watching me do putzing around the house, I'll keep the topic interesting enough, whether I'm talking about home life, my days in New York, my days in Georgia, my days in Florida, which, oof, Florida is I'm gonna need more time because that was an ordeal. And it's not the state, it's who I had to deal with in the state. There's just a lot that I feel like I can comfortably share now, especially now that my son is 18 and I don't have to worry about the stuff I put out there negatively impacting him. I feel like too many people just put their messes out there and they don't think about the impact it has on their home life, how their family will be treated. And I'm more mindful and tactful than the average person. And right now, I don't have that many followers on here, that many viewers on here. So I'm not that worried about what I share. But as the numbers grow, I don't want to put stuff out there that could potentially be used to harm my family. I'm very protective of that. So that's the difference between myself and some of the other young ladies. But it's like I said, I will probably be back in a bit, hopefully in another outfit to wrap things up. I'm going to edit some other footage and splice this together so that you have a full vlog. There might be some background music added later on. I don't know. I'm not really that fancy, y'all. I am from the grunge age, so bare bones, bare minimum. But my real focus now is on getting this place to where I want it to be. Getting my pictures hung up, getting this kitchen finished, getting my sitting area done, getting my exercise area done. There's a lot to do, but I just really wanted to get this vlog started because let me tell you, during the move, I was annoyed. I took in a lot of reaction channel content, thank God, because I could not sit through the actual content they were covering. It was just, it's crazy. And I get why the two young ladies that they cover were covered when they were, because when their lives were messy, it was kind of fun and interesting catching glimpses, even though I only got like recap. I wasn't there during the live versions of that. I think that too many people kind of carnival barker stuff like this too. And that's not to knock them. Hey, everybody likes a good sideshow then again. But I think these two leaned into it way too heavy. And now that they're showing the life that they actually lead, it's like, ooh, to some people. And I think you can have that fun home life and be an interesting person if you're actually interesting and not trying to make up life as it goes along. And if you are, you need to actually be a decent storyteller, which right now neither one of those two are. But this is actually because I don't really have a problem with the one in Oklahoma. I don't really know her. She seems young and still trying to figure out her way. So this isn't to you, Amberlyn. I have absolutely no beef with you, no qualms with you. You may not feel the same way, but I don't care. Way older, won't listen. This is to the cosplay in Kuwait. I'm throwing down this gauntlet directly to you because I've seen you say several offensive things to people that I actually enjoy and like. And this isn't that they can defend themselves, so this isn't me trying to defend somebody. This isn't a parasocial relationship. This is me seeing you say stuff like their mother passing was karma and me being so pissed off at that, and then watching your weird ass grocery haul where you needed like 3 or 4 carts worth of junk food trucked out. Yeah, in the same breath you complain about walking and everything else. I'm a big girl. I know, especially being a big older girl, how hard it is on your joints as it is. So making constant excuses instead of pushing yourself, it's not going to get better. And if you don't want people to keep guessing that your marriage is a sham or other nasty things, which people are going to say, people are going to talk bad no matter what. But to try to convince people that you're not affected by what people say when all you do is sit, eat, and rage, you're not fooling anybody. So when I seen you say that, I was just done. It was enough for me to go, you know what? No, I need to show these young kids how vlogging can be done, how an actual interesting personality can handle talking about life, talking about serious mental health issues, not making excuses, showing you what small town life is for somebody who was a city girl. I grew up in New York City, and I have plenty of stories from those days too. But I like the country life. I'm in protect my peace mode. I'm in loving this stability mode, and I just want to show you how happy it can be. So I'm going to wrap up this portion of the vlog and take it to another segment, which, like I said, depending on how I splice things, you might see the opening being the initial home tour that I tried to do, that messy, janky version of it. But I really do feel like I can do this, y'all, and I'm excited about it. And I am going to be as open and candid as I can be because right now I have the time. So look forward to that, and I'm going to wrap up this segment.
Yeah, I realized after the fact that I did not tape a ending to this first vlog, and there's still a lot that I want to talk about, so I'll probably get the studio set up later so I can start recording some more stuff for later on. But I just wanted to thank anybody who bothers watching this. This first week is a lot of getting the house set up, getting things unboxed, getting things put up. We've already started hanging pictures, as you can see from back here. Greg already started putting up my posters and stuff. So I'm excited about the future, and I'm excited about vlogging. I originally almost didn't do it. I As much as I started being pumped for this, I almost started to talk myself out of it just as quickly because there is a line between sharing my personal life and doing the things that I love that I just wanted to keep the balance between. But I think I could figure out a way to do this with respect to my family, with respect to my privacy, and I'm really super excited. And I am sorry about the bedroom attire. I woke up and I was just like, I started splicing together some of the stuff that I am going to put in the first vlog, and I was like, you don't have an end point to it. I don't think. I don't know. Either way, I will be back hopefully next week with another home style vlog talking about life, talking about mental health, talking about a lot of stuff. And I'm excited about this, y'all. And hopefully, if you're with me on this journey, you'll enjoy it too. And we will see you all next week.